Wow, what a monumental mistake. Joining me right now is Alabama Senator Tommy Tuberville. He is a member of the Armed Services Committee. And Senator, it's good to have you this morning. Thanks very much for being here. I know you've been leading a push for congressional hearings on this botched withdrawal. We'll get one today on the Foreign Affairs Committee. What are you expecting to learn?
Well, it's time for show and tell on Capitol Hill, Maria. The damage has been done. And that's usually what happens when it gets to us. You know, we're oversight, and we get opportunity to bring in whoever to ask them the direct questions. Today we start with foreign relations committees on both sides going after the State Department. Next week, I sent a letter last week to Chairman Reed on the Armed Services Committee about, hey, we need to have our own. We need the generals, the people that actually know what's going on. And so we'll have them probably next week. We need to ask them the tough questions. We need to know whether this was a military decision from the generals on up, or was it just a political decision from the State Department? It's been botched from day one.
I think this is,
we have to have answers.
Yeah. This is a really good point that you just raised. Why was the State Department running this project as opposed to the military? This is a question that I've been asking. I don't understand why the State Department would be in charge as opposed to the military. I mean, your thoughts on giving up Bagram now that we know that the Chinese are wanting to own Bagram Air Base. It was so strategically located right near China, in the middle of right near China, Russia, Pakistan. Why would the U.S. give up eyes and ears in such a critical part of the world, so close to where China is building its nuclear facility and the Xinjiang province where they've got the Uyghurs enslaved? I mean, give me the consequences of this long term.
Well, and I asked the same question in a hearing about 3 months ago to some of our generals, and I said, if we move out of Bagram, where's our nearest base? Our nearest base is Qatar. It's 5 or 6 hour flight to get to Bagram. That makes no sense. We just gave up all of our security in the Middle East, China, Pakistan. It's going to be a haven for terrorists.
Unbelievable.
You know, when they gave this up, Maria, when they made this decision, they said, listen, if it goes bad, we're just going to blame it on President Trump. I like what's happened. President Trump does not have to take this. He's not taking the fall. He was not going to leave Bagram Air Force Base. Plus, the mainstream media has finally come out of their shell and held them accountable. And that's what's going to make this country stronger. If we'll continue to do that, we'll keep the cats in their house. But if we don't, if the mainstream media doesn't continue to add on to this, we're going to have a tough time. And I appreciate what you do and what Fox News does.
Thank you. I so appreciate that. Look, I think this is such a debacle that we will be dealing with for so many years because of the importance of Bagram. And don't forget that the people around Biden are all Obama's people. Jake Sullivan, Susan Rice, Anthony Blinken, and Obama wanted to close Bagram because he didn't want the U.S. to be a policeman around the world. Remember that whole apology tour? But look, I got to get to domestic issues because there's a real fight brewing within the Democrat Party over this spending plan. Senator Manchin declared yesterday that Majority Leader Chuck Schumer does not have his vote for that $3.5 trillion reconciliation bill, Senator, and they're talking about raising corporate taxes to 26.5%. They're talking about taking the cap gains tax up, taxes, fees on corporations. Your thoughts on what goes through and what doesn't?
We've got 10 million jobs open, 8 million people out of a job. That doesn't add up. Here's what we need to make sure we do. We need to make sure that we watch what goes on with Joe Manchin in terms of the money that he's going to sign on. Now, he's going to sign this bill. He's going to sign on. I've talked to him several times, but he says it's not going to be probably 1.5 to 2 trillion. That's still too much. They are proposing 30 new taxes, Maria. Joe Biden has proposed 30. Now, that doesn't mean he's going to do all 30, but he's got them in the plan. They're going to throw amnesty in, and heaven forbid they get this passed through the parliamentarian, this Voting Rights Act. If they get that done, it might be Katie bar the door for the United States of America that you and I both grew up in and that we know very well.
That is so sad. So wait, just to be clear, you say Manchin will vote for infrastructure, or Manchin will vote for a smaller scale down reconciliation package? Which one?
He's going to vote for the infrastructure bill. Of course, they voted for that in, and of course it passed through the Senate. he will vote for part of the 3.5. It won't be 3.5. There's no way. But there'll be a fight between him and the very far left. But he understands. He understands that we cannot keep throwing money in this economy because inflation's already high as it's ever been in 20 years. He understands that. He's been a governor. He actually has some common sense, but he will vote for it at some part. I just hope that we don't get all that other stuff involved, the amnesty and the Voting Rights Act, in this reconciliation. That's a big key to watch over the next week or two.
Right, and they want to, get rid of the filibuster as well. They pretty much want to fundamentally change America real fast, within 17 days, as the Wall Street Journal wrote about recently. Senator, it's good to see you. Thanks for holding the line, and we certainly will keep on top of all of this. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.